On this 2020 to 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid, P0533 means the integrated control module is seeing the A/C pressure sensor signal voltage higher than expected. In plain terms, the module may be interpreting the A/C pressure signal as too high. The customer may notice poor A/C operation, the A/C may be inhibited, or there may only be a warning light. Broadly, the possible fault areas can include the A/C pressure sensor signal, the sensor ground side, the connector and wiring between the sensor and the integrated control module, or the module side of the circuit. The diagnostic idea is simple. Confirm the high signal, simulate the sensor side of the circuit, then check the related wiring before blaming the module. Since there is no direct method here to test the sensor by itself, the diagnosis works through the related components and circuits. Before going into pinpoint testing, start with the basic system checks and follow a structured diagnostic approach. Then try to duplicate the fault. Turn the vehicle to the on mode, turn the blower switch on, and turn the A/C switch on. Watch the HDS A/C pressure sensor voltage. If that value is more than 475 V, the failure is duplicated and the diagnostic path applies. Next is the A/C pressure sensor inspection. Disconnect the A/C pressure sensor connector, 3P. Jump the A/C pressure sensor connector, 3P terminals No. 1 and No. 2 with a jumper wire, then turn the vehicle to the on mode. Now confirm the HDS A/C pressure sensor voltage. Normal for this check is less than 475 V. If the voltage drops into that normal range during this jumper test, the related circuit can respond, so the fault points to the A/C pressure sensor. If it does not drop as expected, continue into the related circuit checks instead of guessing at the sensor. For the open wire checks, disconnect the A/C pressure sensor connector, 3P, ICM connector A28P, and ICM connector P36P. With IG mode off, perform the PD sensor open wire inspection. Normal is less than 1 ohms. Then perform the SG2 open wire inspection, also with IG mode OFF. Normal there is also less than 1 ohms. If either inspection is abnormal, the problem is in the circuit. If the terminal pair information for these checks is not clear at the vehicle, do not guess connector cavities. Pause, recheck the earlier diagnostic path and circuit identification, and continue only when the PD sensor and SG2 test points are positively identified. Only after the other inspection items indicate a normal condition does the path call the remaining fault area the ICM. In other words, do not jump to the integrated control module until the sensor simulation and the PD sensor and SG2 open wire checks have passed. Keep verification separate from the circuit testing. After the fault area has been corrected, return to the same confirmation conditions. Vehicle on, blower on, A/C on, and monitor the A/C pressure sensor voltage with the HDS. The takeaway is to prove the high voltage condition first, simulate the sensor circuit, check the signal and ground circuits for opens, and leave the ICM decision for last. For more diagnostic training, visit Step Diagnostics.